Okay, we've just got access to the new Facebook timeline profile through our developer account from Simply Zesty. So I want to show you around some of the new features. Obviously, it's very new to me as well, so just bear with me. I'm kind of learning it along with you, but I'll go through some of the highlights on the new profile. So firstly, one of the things we have is a new way of displaying your profile image. So this is now called a cover. So I can choose there the cover photo that I want to upload, and we'll just leave that uploading there. The file is quite large, so we'll just have a look through some of the other features. So one thing that you'll notice is that sponsored content is still featuring on these timeline profiles. You couldn't see it in the talk that Mark Zuckerberg gave, but here you can see that we've got a sponsored ad, and then right above that you've got the timeline view. So this is a fairly new account, so there won't be much content on here. But for example, you can see you can go to July, and that will scroll all the way down to the page, and you can see a summary of the content from July. Now, I think as Mark Zuckerberg explained, it's not going to show you all of the content, but just the highlights. So for example, it will show me an event that I attended, an app that I started using, or a status update that I wrote. So if we go just scroll through here, so you can see you can scroll up manually through all of the content. We'll just go back up to the top of the page here, and then you can see that's added the new cover image. So completely new way, apologies for the picture, completely new way of showing your photo. So I click on save changes there, and then that will save the image to the profile. Now, one thing that I think is quite cool is that you have the option to filter different status updates. So if we scroll down to the status bar here, for example, I can just start typing as I would normally. This is a test. Or I can choose a set of actions that Facebook has given me. So let's go here to living, and we'll say that I bought a home. So that will then bring up a new dialog box, and I can say that I bought a home in Dublin. And then I can actually add the date that I purchased it. So we'll go here, we'll go back to August, for example, say that I purchased the house on 17th of August, click on save, and then what you'll see this is done is it's actually updated my profile retrospectively. So that's added the action there, brought to home in Dublin, obviously a completely new action from Facebook. What's this here? Oh, I can choose to feature that on my timeline. So we'll click on feature, and that's gone into my featured stories there. So obviously a really cool way of updating your profile even after an event has happened, to show people new things. And what you can do is also you can choose to update a status round about when you think something happened. So whereas, for example, I can go up here and say I bought a house and add the time, what I can also do is drag down here, and I can say during this time I want to add a status, and here something happened, such as I got a pet, and then that's going to give me the option to put in a couple of details there, fill it out obviously as much as you want, even going up to uploading photos, then click on save, and that's going to go in there. Now, one of the other things that Facebook announced today was music, and music is also featuring in a very big way in the timeline. So for example, this is where the profile's been hooked up with the Hype Machine, so you can link in there. It will either take you to that where you can play it, or I'll show you an even better example where you can play within the stream. So we scroll down here, so this is where the account's been synced with Swarm.fm, obviously someone that Facebook is working with, and you can see the track that I've been listening to, and click on play, and it's obviously going to play the track in there. So I think that, to be honest, I think that's one of the coolest things about the new profiles is the music that you can play within there. Really, really cool, and just I think in terms of the way you're going to discover new content on profiles, really, really interesting. Now, one of the things that I noticed, which seems a little bit odd, I'm not quite sure if this is in new or just in a new place, but you have the option to add a badge to your site. So I can click onto that. And then that takes me through to a page where I can create a custom badge that can be added onto other sites that will take people through to my profile. So that's something perhaps more familiar with seeing Facebook pages where you might create a like box, but not so much with personal profiles. So that's just some of the features of the new profile. I'll just have a scroll through there so you can have a look at just exactly the kind of things that you can see. We'll go into some of these to see some of the things you can book. So for example, you can go into when you had surgery or broke a bone, things to do with family, so when you got a pet, got a child, and then education as well, and also some kind of milestones, I guess, of your life, such as when you got your license or learned a language. And we'll click here on other life event just to see the options within that. So here I can say moved to Ireland, I moved on my own, put a little thing within that, and then what we'll do is we'll choose to put this in to May, because that wasn't an option when we were looking at the timeline earlier, and we'll just see if Facebook will update that to go to May. So it has, so that's now become the first thing that I've done in this profile. And then if we scroll up here, it's not updated up there, but then if we scroll down to the bottom, we should be able to see the, yeah, so there's the event that I created in May. So very, very cool. Again, I'll just have a little scroll through, just some of you, I know you won't have access to this, so you might just want to have a look around and see some of the things that you can do. But yeah, a completely new way of viewing a Facebook profile. Really a big fan of the new status options, which I think are very cool, just to add a little bit more than, I guess, just writing a text update. And I think it will encourage people to create more activity on Facebook, create more content, especially when you see the way that the content is viewed. And up here you see you have a summary, for example, and you can just click to expand on that, and then you get an increased summary. So whereas before these would have been hidden on the side, so your photos, your likes, notes and subscriptions, you would have typically seen them on the left hand side here. Now you get them in a complete summary of your profile. And also really nicely is pulling in pictures, so instead of having to click into subscriptions to see, you get a summary there of someone that you've subscribed to. So that's a little look around the Facebook profiles, and I think they're coming out on the 29th of September for everyone. Obviously that's not confirmed, but I think that's when they're going to be released. So you can have a look around for yourself. But yeah, enjoy our video for now.